Hello friends. In this particular lecture, I will be discussing about the arithmetic operators. So basically the operators with the help of which we can do numerical computations or the operators which can work on numbers to produce something. They are arithmetic operators or mathematical operators. So you already know what are they. I'll quickly summarize them for you. So this is called as addition. This is also called as unary plus. Now, how to use, you have already seen in the previous lecture that what we did was we added two numbers. So this is just for addition. That is 3 plus 2 will return you 5. Now, this is called as minus or subtraction, also called as unary minus. So for subtracting numbers, let's say 5 minus 2, that is 3. Then comes asterisk. This asterisk means your multiplication. So 5 times 2 is equal to 10. So this is multiplication operator. Then division, and that is what? Let's say 10 by 2 will return you 5. So this here we'll be focusing more, but let us finish the operators first. This is called as modulo operator or modulo division. This is also called as, this gives us the remainder after the division. So this is modulo division. So if I divide 20 by 3, let's say, so I'll be getting what? 2. How? So 20 divided by 3. So 6 threes are 18. What is the remainder? It is 2. So this is basically 6 whole 2 by 3. So this is basically the output of your modulo operator. So I'm sorry, it should be this one, percentage. This percentage is nothing but modulo operator, and this will always be returning you the uh, remainder. Now you should remember that if you are dividing one integer by another integer, you will always be getting integer. So if you are dividing 5 by 2, let's say, so in mathematics this is normally 2.5, but here as this 5 is an integer, 2 is also an integer, so this will be truncated. So what you will be getting simply the 2. Another thing, if you multiply one integer by another integer, the output will always be an integer. So 5 into 2 will be 10, not 10 point something. Likewise, if you divide one integer by one float, so this will return a float value. So for example, if I divide 5 by 2.0, so this now will return 2.5. Likewise, if you divide a float by a float, again you will be getting a float value. So 5.0 by 2.0 will be 2.5. If you add one integer with another integer, you will be getting an integer. If you add a float to an integer, you will be getting float. Likewise, if you multiply a float with an integer, you will be getting float. Okay, and so on. So whenever in any operation, any such operation, float comes, then the output will always be a float. Whereas if two integers are either added, subtracted, multiplied or divided, the result will always be an integer. So you should be very much cautious while writing your equation. So let's say you are interested in evaluating the kinetic energy of a particle having a mass, let's say 2 kg and velocity, let's say 2 meters per second, then you will be writing half mv square. So if in the program you have written like this 1 divided by 2, then this is times m, then this is times v square. So now what I'll do is v times v. Okay, v square. I have not explained you or told you about the power function, so we'll be using this. So what will happen in mathematics? This is valid, but in programming, this will return you 0 because integer by integer will always be an integer, and 1 by 2 is zero point 0.5. So that 0.5. So after decimal, it will be truncated. So you will be only getting 0. So the output will be 0. So you should be very cautious. So instead of writing 1 by 2 like this, you should either you can use 1.0 by 2 or 1 by 2.0 or 1.0 by 2.0. This is one. Okay. Or what you can do is you can typecast. What is typecasting? Typecasting basically changes the data type of a variable or a number. So if I am having a, let's say this is integer type, okay, and in an operation I write float, then a. So the value of a, let's say it is having value 2, so it will be copied here and then that value will be converted into a float. So this becomes now 2.0, not 2. So this is called as type casting. Casting, you all know what is casting, you know. So we have some metal, we melt it and then cast it means change the shape of that particular thing. So here also we are changing the data type of this particular variable. So this is called as type casting. So friend, in this way we perform different arithmetic operations. So you should be very much familiar to these, and in the next video what we'll be doing, we'll be writing program by using all the arithmetic operators. So in this particular lecture till this point only, thank you very much for watching it.